What would you do if you met the king? Do you know what you're supposed to do according to established protocol? Should you stand, bow, sing the national anthem? According to the official website of the British royal family, there are no obligatory codes of behavior. However, there are traditional forms of greeting that serve to show respect and courtesy. How we greet people says something. It reflects our sense of respect, humanity, and whether we recognize someone's importance. Our behavior signals the value we place on social and cultural norms, and our willingness to honor what's expected of us in a given situation. The way we address others reflects how we feel about them and their position in relation to us. This is why Pilate in today's gospel seems so perplexed. You can hear the conflict. Jesus doesn't act like a king, not in any way that Pilate would expect, and the people don't treat him like one. And it's this, people's apparent lack of respect, that Pilate seems to emphasize. Shouldn't Jesus take the hint? Maybe he isn't a king after all. This wondering about how Jesus' supposed followers treat him is a question that continues to perplex. The Pilates of our day may look at the behaviors of Christians and wonder what they reveal about their leader. If Christians are hostile rather than forgiving, exclusive rather than welcoming, or indifferent to the vulnerable, it doesn't match up. Is Jesus their king? In this church, worship engages our bodies as well as our voices. People sing, speak, and listen, but folk also bow, cross themselves, kneel, and stand. These rituals express feelings, or at least how people are trying to feel, about God. Sometimes folk may adopt these actions out of a sense of convention or respect without fully understanding them, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Through worship, we rehearse our priorities, demonstrate our values, and reveal how we feel about God and God's position in relation to us. Even if we don't perform these actions ourselves, being in a place where they happen still affects us. We may find them inspiring, uncomfortable, or even off-putting. But like Pilate, we should ask what's going on, both in terms of human behavior and in what it says. It's worth reflecting on what our actions, and those of other Christians, are saying. What do we enthrone? What do we unseat? What deserves our homage? What are we indifferent to? What are our allegiances, and what do we refuse to trust? What are we willing to bow down to, and what do we resist? On this feast day, as we prepare for the procession of the Blessed Sacrament, representing Christ coming amongst his people, perhaps it's worth pausing to reflect on what we truly think of the King. Jesus is not a king that everyone recognizes. So how will we show that we do?